name's Heilman, and today I will be informing you more on how sports and the sporting industry affect the economy, and in this case, in a positive way. So when I say sports, people don't normally think of it being a highly recognized sector of the economy. They usually think of, I'm going to go play soccer or tennis as just their hobby. It's not anything to do with the economy whatsoever. And now it's being a more highly recognized avenue of economics. And the sector it is now linked into is called the leisure industry. The leisure industry includes all professional sports, recreational sports, things like cruises, amusement parks, just different businesses that other businesses and individuals pay money for to enjoy. It's not a tangible good or service. It's more something that they watch than they consume. According to the European Commission, the sport industry is equal to if you took the fishing industry, agriculture industry, and forestry industry and combined them together. That's the impact that sports have on the economy. And one good thing that keeps the sport industry going is the fact that it's very labor intensive, which means you can't just push a button and it run. You have to have individuals working constantly to keep it going, and the fact that technology is always advancing means that more people will be learning the technology involved in sports, and it'll continue to grow. The main aspect that is beneficial to the economy related to sports is the fact that it's a job creator and a revenue generator. An example that I can use is retail sporting goods. During the recession that we've had, sporting goods stores, they haven't gone out of business at all. People in Little League, families in high school sports, that continues no matter what. Even if they add on pay to play for high schools, people are still going to buy the equipment their children need. They're still going to need the protection for pads. In football, for an example, people are still going to buy the sporting goods for their children, and that's what's kept that part of the industry going. Another aspect of the sporting industry is facilities and stadiums. They're a huge moneymaker and job provider. They can be privately or publicly funded. An example of a privately funded stadium is AT&T Stadium. It's where the Dallas Cowboys play. What makes it privately funded is that the owner paid for the whole stadium to be remodeled and did everything internally. A publicly funded stadium, on the other hand, is, for example, what they're doing in Cleveland with using taxes to pay for the stadium and government subsidies. That's what's funding the remodeling and the running of the stadium. It sounds bad to many citizens that if they're proposing building a stadium in an area, they're against it because they don't want a tax increase. But in the end, because it creates jobs and revenue, which I'll explain a little bit later, is really beneficial in the long run. And the reason it is beneficial is because it's considered a luxury good, because it has income elasticity above 1. So the production of the services will grow faster in a low income area. So people in a slow growing community, they can build a sporting stadium or host an event, and that will bring money to that area. And also, another thing with stadiums and facilities is they're remodeling. They're spending money to make their stadiums state-of-the-art. They're getting the best technology, the best food services, the nicest chairs in the stadium to bring people in earlier. Statistics have shown that by having a fan in a stadium earlier on in the game, opening their doors earlier, they spend more money, because the first thing they'll do is they'll find their seats, they'll go get food while they're waiting, get a drink while they're waiting, until the game begins or the concert begins. And if they have the state-of-the-art technology in their arena, places for them to hang out, the best food available, and they spend the money on that, people will get there earlier and it'll make the facility more money. Along with stadiums comes running events in stadiums or events on their own. An example of this, in another sport business class that I took, we did an economic impact analysis on an event in the area. And I I chose to do the Pumpkin Run and Fun Walk, which is a 5K in my hometown. What we did was we surveyed the participants and the people running the event to find out the cost that people spent on traveling, food, lodging, etc., like buying new shoes, and just the money that was spent on direct and indirect spending. We did calculations, and what we came up with was the economy that was around this event, they gained almost $8,000 just from the small 5K that they spent minimal money on. Spending a lot of money on a big event, however, does also make money. In the 1994 Masters, they spent $2.8 million to run it and get everything together to make it happen. But by doing this event, the economy and the businesses involved, they gained $50 million. So as you can see, events are a huge moneymaker for the industry and the economy. So whether it's Little League, recreation, professional sports, you might not think of sports as an economic impact or revenue generator, but the economy around the world is impacted by sports greatly. Thanks.